Hey, this is Grady at Twin Creek Audio, back in the studio today. And if you remember, or you've been watching this channel for a while, I had a plumbing leak back in the spring. I had a broken toilet supply line, which kind of made the studio soggy. I had to move a bunch of stuff out to avoid water damage. It was a big headache. I've also been having problems with the Soundcraft Sapphyre back here, which is why I have a lot of the modules in the center taken out right now, thus for troubleshooting purposes. However, I recently purchased a rebuilt CPS 550 power supply for the Sapphyre from Creation Audio Labs in Nashville. Now I have to thank Gary at Hot Strings Music for helping me do that, because like a lot of us right now, I don't have a lot of extra cash to invest in things like this. But I really wanted to get the Soundcraft Sapphyre back up and running so that I can transition back over to this to make a lot of these videos. Now that's nothing against the Soundtrax Topaz. I love the Topaz. I'm going to continue to have the Topaz and probably make videos with the Topaz sometimes. But we're going to hopefully be able to move over to this Sapphyre, do some mixing videos, show you guys what things sound like using this console, and whatever else I think of to do with the console. It's also a good centerpiece for the studio, and it allows me to combine a lot of different aspects of what I do in here and also present those in these videos. So today I'm going to get the power supply unpacked, swap out the power supply with the other CPS 550 that I had been using, put these modules back together, and see if we have a working Soundcraft Sapphyre. In this box is the newly rebuilt Soundcraft CPS 550 power supply. This is one that I bought from Creation Audio Labs, so now I actually have two of those. One over here in this rack that still has an issue, and this one that I need to take out of the box and connect to the console and see if we can get the Sapphyre back up and running. So here it is with the box open. This isn't really an unboxing video. This isn't a new product or anything. But I will say they did a good job packing this, and it was actually packed inside this and in a larger box too. So very good job of packing it. And here is the rebuilt Soundcraft CPS 550 power supply out of the box. Now I just need to swap this one with the one that's in the little power supply rack over there next to the console and hook this up. But that's it up close, in case you wanted to see close-ups of a power supply here on the Twin Creek Audio YouTube channel. I know it's so exciting, but look at that. It's a nice looking power supply. This has two 17-volt supplies. And then the Sapphyre, of course, also takes a CPS 450 that has a 24-volt supply, another 17-volt supply, and the 48-volt phantom power. Now, while I'm putting this back together, I thought I'd show what one of these modules looks like. Let's see if I can get this on camera very well. So that's one of the Sapphire modules. Since this is the patch bay model, you've got this connection instead of the insert, send, return, tape, send, tape, return. You've just got a nut there for the cover that goes over the ribbon cables that go over to the built-in patch bay. Now it's time for the moment of truth. We got to turn this console on and see if it's going to turn on and work properly or whether we still have problems. I positioned the camera so we can see the power supplies. I have to turn both of those on and we can see the console. Wish me luck here, guys. I'm going to turn this guy on now. And we're good, looks like. We've got all the voltage rails up. So the Soundcraft Sapphyre appears to be up and running. Got all the correct voltages here and all the pilot lights on both of the power supplies are good. And I've already gone through and checked some of these channels just to make sure they're all getting power. Now there we've got a cut switch. That's a little bit finicky sometimes, but they're not too bad. So we can solo something and we can see that all of the channels on the console mute. Let's see over here the power supply. The top one would be the newly rebuilt CPS 550, and the bottom is also a rebuilt Soundcraft power supply, but that's a CPS 450. Let me see if I can get you in a little closer. Take a look at those power supplies. I think I showed these on the other videos that I did about the Sapphyre a while back, but these are both refurbished units now. Which honestly, so far, other than a couple of minor things with the patch bay, I haven't had any other problems with the Sapphyre other than the power supplies. So the Soundcraft Sapphyre appears to be back up and running. I still have some more work to do. I've got to put the trim pieces back on. Because of the way the room is arranged, I pretty much have to crawl under the console to get behind it. But there is a pretty good amount of space behind it, which I definitely recommend if you have a console, leave some space behind it so you can get to things if you need to change anything or fix anything. So I'm going to have to crawl back there. A couple of the ribbon cables that connect over to the patch bay I couldn't reach from the top. So there's a few more things to do, but I appreciate you watching me try to put this board back together. Got the new power supply or the Creation Audio rebuilt CPS 550 power supply installed, and the console appears to be working perfectly. I've tested a little bit with my headphones so far, but I've got to start running some signals through this, reconnect a couple things on the back, put the cover plates on the back, and put the strips and the trim back on the front. And then I'll be back with another video in a couple of days, probably about the Soundcraft Sapphyre. Hope you all have an excellent day, night, evening, weekend, weekday, hour, minute, second, nanosecond. Whatever it is you're having, have a good one. Thanks so much for watching.